Welcome to episode 42 of the Reboot franchise, but I've got something to admit. I haven't been on this franchise in quite a few weeks. After finishing the draft and the off-season, I haven't been back here, and it's because this team doesn't excite me. And obviously, generally speaking, it's a good team, but it doesn't excite me because we weren't able to do anything new in the off-season. We failed the draft. You know, there was the guy we let go that would have been an incredible receiver, would have made everything more exciting. We didn't really get anybody on defense. There's no new starters anywhere, and that is boring. It's why we've got Ellis starting here, because it makes it a little bit more interesting. But I think for this franchise to have more life past, first couple of weeks, and for me to really still be interested in it, we've done the reboot. We've rebooted this franchise, and we won a Super Bowl. Objective done. I think now it's time for something else. And that something else will take place here in the trade window. What exactly are we going to do? I'm not sure yet, because this is going to be based off where we've got some depth, where teams need, and what we can pick up to make our franchise that little bit more exciting for this upcoming season. And we've got to inject some new life into it because we're coming off a Super Bowl win. We don't want a Super Bowl hangover. So let's see what we can do. And this is what the future looks like for the Ravens. David Johnson, we sent them two players that really, to sum it up the easiest way, were surplus to requirements. Juju Smith-Schuster struggled to carve out a role for himself as we switched to a more breakneck speed type offense with the receivers. And Trey Cottrell just was, really low on a depth chart of great tight ends. Kurt Weeks has got slightly lower overall than him, but superstar development, and I would argue is a better player. DeMarcus Parker's got the 83 overall. Max Kimron is a better run blocker, and that's all you really want out of your third string tight end. And at the end of the day, yes, we've got three running backs. We've got Trayvon Bromley, Jaquan Barber, and Tariq Cohen, but all those three guys just come together to make one single David Johnson. And why not just cut out the middleman and put the best running back in the NFL right there in our backfield as we try and avoid this Super Bowl hangover, and more importantly, as we try and repeat as Super Bowl champions. Now, Ozzie Newsome is still working on cooking up some trades in the background, but we're pretty happy with the team we've got right now. David Johnson gives us a new focal point of the offense, an offense which we know hasn't been good enough. They've, of course, been good enough to win a Super Bowl, but they've not been playing to the standard we expect. Always in the bottom of the league for yards and points and everything like that. And we're looking to do a lot better than that. So let's take a look at the season goals. Considering the changes we've made, and considering we did very well last season, I don't think we should be expecting to do anything else than, well, we can't even say win the Super Bowl, but that's absolutely what we'll be doing. We'll be making it to the Super Bowl. I would have liked to say that we'll go 16-0 because that's what we're going to be aiming for. Let's take a look at the schedule here. Some of the teams we'll be playing: the Bears, the Bills, the Jaguars, the Lions, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Packers, Chargers, Vikings. Interesting, not really that interesting in terms of making our prediction, because we're going to steamroll every single one of them with our new David Johnson themed offense. And let's take a look at how this goes. Of course, some new interesting things to see here. We are going to be playing George Conner at the number 1, are we? I don't think so. We'll play him back at his number 2. It's just where he does best. Ashley Stokes, though, the number 1. And Kendrick Ellis, if that's his first name, will be our third string wide receiver. The route running really isn't there, but everything else is. And he's very young, and we're interested to see what he can do. And he's got good speed as well. So without any more talk, because it's been almost half an hour since I started this recording, without any more talk, let's get into the first game of the 2021 season, where we are looking to go unbeaten, looking to make it back to the Super Bowl, looking to repeat as Super Bowl champions. And that's the absolute minimum of our objectives, because the rest have something to do with leading the team in offense and defense and all the rest to do with that. So let's take a look at these Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger will be their quarterback. I say that as if that's special. I just mean because he's been injured quite a lot of the recent years, and finally he's starting, and they don't have that backup quarterback who was really high rated. I don't know if they've traded him away or maybe his contract ran out. I don't know, but they got Nathan Peterman as a backup. The running back, of course, as you would expect, is Le'Veon Bell, with that Beckett Smith backup still there on the team. Roosevelt Nix, the fullback. Wide receivers: Antonio Brown, Eli Rogers, Martavis Bryant, and then Braxton Ford. But there's some speed to look out for. There's a lot of things to look out for with these guys. Then Jesse James, the tight end, and behind him, Devin Esponder, a rookie. So we don't know much about him. Let's see what he looks like. Left tackle: Corey Robinson. left guard David DeCastro, the center Benjamin Valentine, 82 rated, and jumps ahead of Marquise Pouncey, still on the team. The right guard Jeremiah Putasi, I hope, as the 81 overall, and the right tackle Marcus Gilbert still kicking. The left end Dante Fowler on the team, 82 overall. The right end Stefan Tuitt, 90 overall. And then the defensive tackle Tyler Davison and Antoine Yelk. Of course, they're still running a 3-4, so I don't know why I mentioned the other defensive tackle we know with this team. But Dupree, the left outside linebacker, at a 94 overall. Not bad whatsoever. Ryan Shazier, 96 overall, 99 awareness. Look out for the guys with 99 awareness. They can always cause trouble. And then Jordan Evans, 76 rated behind him. So not too great there. And then TJ Watt, 94. All those linebackers, I believe, the top three, all have 99 awareness. So it's not going to be easy. The cornerbacks, Artie Burns, Ross Cockrell, and Deshaun Poole, a rookie out of Rutgers, 74 overall. Not bad group of cornerbacks. Free safety, Kevin Byard. We know all about Kevin Byard, and we like him, and we hate that he plays for the Steelers. And Sean Davis, 89 overall. Pretty strong team, it's what we've come to expect. So here we go, the absolute first game of the entire NFL season, and we'll be playing against our hardcore division rivals, the only team really that's been challenging for the playoffs alongside us now recently. And there, Le'Veon Bell found a gap, but Rashad Peters filled it up pretty quickly. And on 2nd and 2, we stop him just short of the first down. They go for it again on 3rd and inches, but Hunter Washington again was there, and we stop him, so they have to punt the ball away. And we'll see that again. Hunter Washington was there, got a little help from his teammates. And on 3rd and 4, Philip Van Diet's going to look to pass this. No, he's not. He's going to look to run for it instead. And he's got a nice little escort from Kendrick Ellis there, setting up the block. 1st and 10 now, looking again to the right side. He had success here the last time. This time, Ryan Shazier is over the top of him. He still tries to go. He loses the ball. Is picked up by the Steelers. They recover the ball at the 27-yard line. We watched the replay of this. It seems like he just hit the ball on top of Shazier's head and lost it somehow. 2nd and 10 now for Ben Roethlisberger. He runs around, but Hunter Washington brings him down. They go for a field goal, which is wide right. So we get away with that one. So now the offense looking to move the ball. 2nd and 13, and George Connor with his first reception of the season, and he gets a first down from it. 2nd and 17, taking a couple of sacks early in this game. Philip Van Dijk manages to get that one out, but it just goes straight to Ryan Shazier. Intended target was Kendrick Ellis, who was about 4 yards away from the ball, just completely overthrown directly to Ryan Shazier. That's just bad luck. Maybe it was the rain, who knows? But it's a slippy start right now. And there he gets away from one man, talking about it being slippy. He gets away from the first man. It's Ryan Shazier again causing trouble, but then 2 defensive linemen come in and bring him down. He had no chance here. So now the Steelers leading 7-0. But now the defense has to step up, and Bernard Cooper chips in with a sack there. 2nd and 16, and Ben Roethlisberger moving, throwing deep downfield is Antonio Brown. Rashad Peters was not going to let him catch that. You can bet on that. 3rd and 16 now. Roethlisberger looking right, throwing, and Casey Jacobs undercuts the route, takes the ball, and returns it before finally being tackled by Big Ben. What a great play from him to undercut that route, get underneath it, take the ball away, and we've got our own turnover now. So we're even on interceptions, unfortunately not even on touchdowns, but maybe the offense can help us there. And there we go, David Johnson with his big first run for the team, gets into the end zone, but it will be called back for holding. So now it's 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. Philip Van Dijk manages to find George Connor there for the first down, a catch in traffic. 3rd and 4, a quick pass over the middle to DeMarcus Parker for the first down. And on 1st and goal, it's a play action. Philip Van Dijk, plenty of space here, can run into the end zone himself and gets in for the touchdown. Game tied now at 7 apiece. The Steelers here on 3rd and 3 try and run for it, almost get it, but Tyus Bowser not going to let Le'Veon Bell get the first down there. But we didn't do anything with our possession, so the Steelers back with it. 1st and 10, managing to get away from the first defender. Rashad Peters finally making the tackle. They didn't do anything with their possession. So 2nd and 19 now as we have the ball back, throwing it deep downfield for George Connor. Makes the catch, stays upright, jumps over the defender on the floor, and then is tackled at the 27-yard line. Crazy athletic play from George Connor. 1st and 10 going back to him, but he can't make 2 in a row. Unfortunately, he isn't able to make that catch as he takes a big hit from the second defender. 2nd and 10 now, over the middle, thrown, caught. George Connor in traffic as he gets hit, makes that catch, gets the touchdown. We know he's the best receiver in the NFL, and first game of this season he's showing it straight away. They get a first down there on 3rd and 11, which is a shame. On 2nd and 6, they set up a running back screen here to Le'Veon Bell, who gets it, takes a big hit though from Casey Jacobs, but still it's a first down. And on 1st and 10, Ben Roethlisberger in some trouble, is chased and brought down. 3rd and 2 now, lofting it into the end zone for Antonio Brown. It is a catch.
managed to get behind Casey Jacobs there, and now we're in the second half, and George Connor again making some big catches. 2nd and 16, still struggling with these sacks, and there's another one coming in there. Ryan Shazier really taking over this game right now by himself for the Steelers defense. 3rd and 24, Philip Van Dijk going deep, not going deep enough. George Connor beat the corner, but the ball did not, and they get another interception. It's tied at 14 apiece here. Steelers with the ball, Antonio Brown with the catch, holding on to that in some contact. Le'Veon Bell trying to go outside, but he gets hit by Rashad Peters. Ball comes out. It's Tim Williams who picks it up. Tim Williams, nobody in front of him. Looks like he's going to get into the end zone. Tim Williams with the defensive touchdown. That's one apiece for each of us now. A big hit from Rashad Peters forces that ball out. Tim Williams picks it up and gets the touchdown. So now the score 20-14 after we missed the extra point, and now David Johnson showing off his receiving ability, getting a first down there. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Philip Van Dijk getting enough time to let go of this one for Ashley Stokes, and Ashley Stokes has got the speed, he's got the burners, he's got the distance between the defender to get into the end zone. 66 yards on that touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion here. Philip Van Dijk sees the gap, runs in, gets the 2 points. Now it's 28-14, the score, the Steelers with the ball back. Still a whole quarter to work with here though, and Ben Roethlisberger looking to pick up some of those yards himself. He gets away from Rashad Peters, but Keemon Hardwick catches him. Gilbert Turner comes in, pulls that ball out, and Rashad Peters recovers it. Now we have the ball back. 3rd and 5 at the 28-yard line. A pass out here to Tariq Cohen, who gets the first down, is brought down inside the 15. 1st and 10, give the ball to David Johnson. David Johnson trucking the safety, getting into the end zone, would not be denied. That's his first rushing touchdown for the Ravens, and we'll of course take a look at this replay. Would not be stopped as he powers that one into the end zone. 3rd and 5 now for the Steelers, and that should have been an interception by Marlon Humphrey. Far too close. 4th and 3. They're going for it. They get the first down. Jesse James with the reception for the first down. 2nd and 5. 3 minutes left in this game. 3 scores down, but Jesse James gets the touchdown there. A couple of big plays from him. But we've been in the process of just trying to run this clock down. But on 1st and 10, 14 yards to go to the end zone, David Johnson sees the opportunity, and why would he not just go in if he can? Trucks through one defender, gets into the end zone for a second touchdown, and now 3rd and 10. The game, of course, all but over now. Ben Roethlisberger throwing it deep across the field. It is picked off by Keemon Hardwick, and he's got a chance to return it. Can we add insult to injury right here? Keemon Hardwick down the sideline into the end zone for a touchdown, but we did see that flag, and it was called back for pass interference on Casey Jacobs. You may have seen him lying on the floor with the defender, and now Jaquan Barber will just run out the clock for us, and we get the win.
Game 1 out of the way, and we were able to do what we wanted to do. Not a bad day for the offense, but of course could have also been a little bit better. We're trying to be prolific, and this isn't necessarily prolific, but it's not bad either. A good start. Now Philip Van Dijk had some trouble today, but to be fair, so did Ben Roethlisberger, so he's not bad in comparison. And, you know, the deep ball, we need to work on the deep ball. He does have decent throw power, it just doesn't seem to ever go deep enough. So I don't know, maybe we just got to know that it can't quite go as deep as maybe we want it to, and that's fair enough. 66% completion percentage, though, is good. Rushing, David Johnson, 80 yards on his debut, 16 attempts, 2 touchdowns, one right at the end of the game where, yeah, we're trying to run the clock out, but if you stood in front of the end zone and there's only one player in front of you, you're not just going to let him tackle you. Yeah, we could run the clock down, but we could go in the end zone and absolutely shut the game down, and that's what we did. And then receiving as well, he got 31 yards. So David Johnson back on that 100 yards from scrimmage per game grind. It's what we're going to try and do for him because, of course, that's what he's known for. George Connor, big day for him as well. 6 receptions, 140 yards. And let me tell you about some of these receptions. They were big. 1 touchdown. Ashley Stokes showing off the absolute burner speed with the touchdown as well on a huge 66-yard play. You'll see he only has 60 yards. I'm not sure about that because he had another reception for -3 yards, but I don't know how 66 minus 3 makes 60, but, well, that's what they say. Tariq Cohen, 1 for 15 as well. DeMarcus Parker, 1 for 8. So we spread it out pretty well. I'm interested to continue moving forward now with a prolific receiving running back. That should be a lot of fun. Not one that we're bringing in every now and then to pass to on certain situations, but that on any down, any time, we could pass to him. I enjoy that. Let's take a look at the defense because Keemon Hardwick and Rashad Peters put in a shift, but Keemon Hardwick more than anybody else. Let's take a look at the sacks. 1.5 for Bernard Cooper, half a sack for Tyus Bowser, half and half for Rashad Peters and Hunter Washington. An interception for Casey Jacobs, and apparently he wanted to be the only player with an interception because it was his pass interference that stole away the pick 6 and a long one from Keemon Hardwick. Not really fair, but, you know, that's life sometimes. So here we are, week 2, and after that game, of course we said Ozzie Newsom's checking the market, seeing what's available for us, but after that game, I don't feel like anything is too necessary. Now, we're not going to go too crazy and think we've got the best team here that can't be improved, but also I don't think we need to make any, hardcore moves that lose us some more players for some other ones, and definitely don't want to lose draft value, considering we had an awful draft last year, and we've got ourselves, I think, 5 or 6 second-round picks, which can really improve our fortunes and allow us to go for guys like Barrow or whatever he was called. That's a 5th round projection in the 2nd round, and we're getting 82 rated receiver. Still mad about that, so we're still looking around, seeing if we can improve this team, but I'm pretty happy. In terms of the defense, we played very well. Obviously, we had those big turnovers, those defensive scores. We've got the great corners, the safeties, and everything else kind of just feeds off how good they are. And the offense is going to be rolling a lot better now with David Johnson there. We're going to be looking, not actively trying, of course. We're not going to sacrifice a game to get him numbers, but we're going to be trying to keep him at that 100 yards from scrimmage per game kind of thing. Keep him ticking over at that kind of production, and that should see us roll to a lot of victories because, of course, you run the ball a lot, you're probably winning, and if we're not running the ball, we can pass to him and he can still get it. So it's all good. We're coming up against the Bears. So let's take a look at these Bears led by Mitchell Trubisky, the 89 rated quarterback, looking pretty good there. The running back Jordan Howard with a 99 overall. Of course, it's pretty much every running back we see now. Freddie Stevenson, the fullback, an 85 overall. Then the wide receivers, Cameron Meredith up to a 92 overall. Then Rashad Green, 82, and Jamal Whitley, the 80. Now Jonnu Smith on the Bears with an 87 rated, and behind him Bucky Hodges with an 83. And then we'll take a look at their offensive line. Antonio Garcia, 84 overall. Then we've got Bradley Finnegan, a second-year player, 79 overall. Cody Whitehair, their center, still 88 overall. John Miller, right guard, 86 overall. And their right tackle, Riley Olivier, 85 rated player, 4th-year player for them. Then the left end, Leonard Floyd, which looks like they've switched to a 4-3 defense. Leonard Floyd, an 88 overall. Akeem Hicks, an 87 overall. And I'm seeing Mohamed Wilkerson is a backup on this side. Is that Michael Bennett a backup on that side? That is crazy depth there. Defensive tackle, Eddie Goldman with the 90 overall, but apparently they're running with 2, so they've got Melton again, but it's not Henry Melton, it's Milau Melton, who knows, 78 overall, 2nd-year player, not too good, but with Eddie Goldman being the 90 overall, it doesn't really matter. Ross Tofield, 90 overall, outside linebacker. William Grammatica, now that's a name, 95 overall as well. I don't remember any of these guys coming out and being that good when they drafted them, so they clearly are developing them, or I just completely forgot about them. And Lane Merritt as well, a 98 overall. Chicago Bears, back to the 4-3. And back to absolutely dominant linebackers. This is a team with some old school style. The cornerbacks, Kyle Fuller's still there, starting for him, 86 overall. And then it drops a little bit with Devin Mays, 4th-year player, only 77 overall. But he's starting ahead of Denard Medis, 79 overall. So clearly must be good. And let's take a look at the final players. The free safety, Adrian Amos, 87 overall. And the strong safety, Garth DeSicco, 88 overall. I assume that's how you would pronounce his name. That's enough talking about teams. Let's get into this game against the Chicago Bears. The old school Chicago Bears.
So 2nd game of the season, looking to keep a good start going, but looking to improve on it at the same time. And let's see what we can do here against the Chicago Bears today. Jordan Howard starting off this game with a run straight through the middle. Steelers started in a similar way, and they've both found success, but Rashad Peters is always there to help us out. And on 3rd and 12 now, Mitchell Trubisky looking to move this ball himself. Looking for a different option, didn't have one, and Tim Williams ends up being there waiting for him, and he runs straight into him. 1st and 10, it's a big reception by Ashley Stokes, and Ashley Stokes has got speed, not quite enough in this situation, or does he? No, he just gets forced out of bounds. The Bears get lucky there on 3rd and 4. We're going for a screen play here to David Johnson. David Johnson fighting through the first bit of contact, getting it down to the 10-yard line. On 3rd and goal, we'll give it to him, and he'll fight his way into the end zone. That is the dynamic ability of David Johnson. You see him receiving it, and you see him just powering it into the end zone on the very next play. Well, it was the very next play you saw, not the very next play of the game. And now Jordan Howard showing off a little bit of his own ability, taking this deep downfield to the 20-yard line from their own 30. But on 3rd and 10, good big play by Rashad Peters. Of course it is. He's looking for Defensive Player of the Year this year after missing out last year. And Kurt Weeks with a reception over the middle there for the first down, 3rd and 5. Philip Van Dijk taking his time, finding Kurt Weeks again for another first down. Kurt Weeks right now making those plays happen. 2nd and 10. Van Dijk, time in the pocket, finds George Connor for a quick strike down inside the 10. 2nd and goal now, and he's looking for the space himself. He's going to run for it, and he's going to get into the end zone untouched. Philip Van Dijk with another rushing touchdown. A couple of those already this season. 3rd and 14, and the Bears get a first down here. So far this season, it's not been long, but we've not been great on 3rd down. Do need to improve there. 2nd and 8 now, and Mitchell Trubisky is sacked, brought down by Tyus Bowser, setting up this 3rd and 15. He's looking to the right now, rolling out, but he's being chased. He's hit. He still gets rid of the ball, and they just miss out on the first down there because the receiver tried to do some fancy work. And now George Connor with the ball on an end around, loses it as he gets hit by a linebacker, and the Bears recover it. That's the only fumble I think we've ever seen by George Connor. You could maybe excuse it. He was hit by a big linebacker. 1st and 10 now, and Mitchell Trubisky's running it for him himself. He gets away from one man. Hunter Washington can't get him. Rashad Peters pulls out the ball. Marlon Humphrey recovers it, and it's immediately a fumble to recover us possession after we just lost it. Back-to-back plays, and now Philip Van Dijk going deep for George Connor. George Connor making up for that fumble with that big-time reception, and we do manage to get a field goal out of it, and now we're in the second half. So 2nd and 5. Big play from David Johnson to cut it upfield there, giving Philip Van Dijk an option as he was running out of options. And on 2nd and 6, we get the ball to Trayvon Bromley, who's got a chance now, and he picks up the first down. We haven't forgotten about him, but we go back to David Johnson here, and David Johnson runs straight into the end zone. That'll be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. 2nd and 5, going over the middle to George Connor. You see the passing offense has changed a little bit this season, and David Johnson now with the ball on 1st and 10, getting away from that defender. Not the way you maybe thought as he rolls off the contact, and David Johnson into the end zone. 4th touchdown of the season with a 44-yard run, and you see him there spin off the contact of Adrian Amos and keep going into the end zone. I said it in the last game, I'll say it again. David Johnson simply just gives a whole nother element to the offense, and he just doesn't lose on plays. He keeps going. Trayvon Bromley now, no offense to him, with the ball, as David Johnson's done about as much as he needs to, and we get another touchdown here from George Connor. Great route from him. He uses his body to shield the ball and get into the end zone and protects it, gets the touchdown, and we'll see it again there, just using that body position on Kyle Fuller, getting into the end zone on the slant. And now a missed tackle there, but we do manage to bring him down. Hunter Washington with the forced fumble, but we didn't recover it, and Trayvon Bromley now doing that work, grinding out these yards. We haven't forgotten about him, and he'll still get chances when we're in games like this, and he gets one here, and he's rolled into the end zone. Trayvon Bromley making the most of those chances, or rather Eddie Goldman maybe feeling a little bit sorry for him and helping him out. 2nd and 10 now for the Bears, throwing it deep over the middle, and it's a reception for the first down. I mean, there's obviously no chance they will win this game, but we would like to not give up this touchdown, which we do end up giving up. It's a bit of a shame for the defense. Outside of that, no touchdowns, and we'll run out the clock here with a final run from Trayvon Bromley as we win our 2nd game of the season.
Big win, and it continues along the line of what we wanted to achieve. Big time offense, doing big time things, and that's exactly what we had in this game. Philip Van Dijk thrown for 300 yards, 88% completion percentage. Huge improvement over last week, although last week wasn't that bad, and 1 touchdown. Taking a look at the rushing, David Johnson, we took him out of the game in the end because he'd more than done everything he needed to, and why wear him out when we've got great depth at the running back position? So he had 12 attempts, went for 108 yards, 9 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. And then Trayvon Bromley came in, 11 attempts for 78 yards and a touchdown, and Philip Van Dijk got himself a touchdown as well. Let's take a look at receiving, where David Johnson, let's just say he definitely got his 100 yards from scrimmage today. 8 receptions, 75 yards. Then George Connor, 6 for 103 and a touchdown. Kurt Weeks doing a lot today with 5 receptions, 57 yards. Kendrick Ellis chipping in 2 for 12. Ashley Stokes chipping in with 1 for 56. Defensively, no gaudy numbers this tackles, but Hunter Washington with 6, and then Gilbert Turner and Marlon Humphrey. So the 2 corners there with the next most at 5. Let's take a look at sacks. We got 2 from Tyus Bowser and 1 from Tim Williams. Tell you what, Mitchell Trubisky not bad and got himself out of some sticky situations pretty easily. Good quarterback, but we did well to hold him to 13 points. No interceptions. We did, however, get a big time forced fumble from Rashad Peters. We just lost the ball to a fumble. Very next play, we get the ball back with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery by Marlon Humphrey. The other forced fumble by Hunter Washington wasn't recovered, unfortunately, but you know, sometimes that'll happen. And, well, incredible day from every side of the field there. Offense, really, if we play every single game like that, even a little worse than that, that's exactly where we want to be. Defense, just doing the same thing they've always done. And that is it for the first set of games of the 2021 season. And next week we'll be playing against the Bills. Let's just advance to that week right now. So next week we'll be playing against the Bills, and then we'll be playing against the Browns. We've also got some contracts to negotiate, which are going to start getting expensive, but we've still got plenty of cap space. But that's all coming up. Thanks for watching this one, and I hope you like the new addition of David Johnson, because he's made a big difference. This is a guy who only makes big plays, and it's a lot of fun to have him on the team.